because you can start with your phone and then grow from there. Do you want to film YouTube videos faster? If so, in this video I'm going to share with you my YouTube filming setup process and my step-by-step YouTube filming setup. So be sure to keep on watching. So this process has helped me hit my first 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I actually did a separate video on how I managed to do that. There's 9 different steps and strategies that I've shared, so be sure to watch this video right here. But let's dive right into this one. If you're new to the channel, my name is Juliana Ostrovska from julianaostrovska.com. This is the best place for coaches, consultants, and entrepreneurs who are trying to monetize their expertise online. And in this video, I'm going to break down my entire filming process so you know how I basically roll with every single video, what I do behind the scenes, what I do prior to recording the video, to then publishing and promoting. If you like this video, be sure to consider subscribing and hit the bell sign down below this video to get notified when each new video goes live every single week. Okay, so step number 1, the very first thing that I do before I record the video, before I do anything, before I even put my makeup on, is I sit down and I do keyword research. And honestly, that's one of the most important things that you can do for your YouTube videos if you want them to rank. You know, I used to be lazy about it, but I will say that these days, if you really want to treat YouTube seriously, then you cannot skip that step in your YouTube filming process. So you do need to sit down. You know, it depends on each video how long it takes me, or depends how many videos I record per month. If it's 4 videos, it doesn't take me a whole lot. At this point, I do record 8 videos for a month, so it does take a little bit of extra effort, but it is worth it. So there's actually 3 tools that I use for keyword research. Number 1, I'm using TubeBuddy. I'll leave a link for that down below as well. It is a free extension for your YouTube channel. I do pay for it just because it gives me all the extra keywords and all the, you know, possible research that all of my competitors are doing. So it is worth it for me. So definitely check it out. I do use Keyword Explorer a lot, and I may have to do a separate video on how to use TubeBuddy, so let me know in the comment section below if you would like to see that kind of video. I'm also using vidIQ, and vidIQ, it's fairly similar to TubeBuddy. However, when I upload the video into YouTube, it does give me kind of a percentage of, you know, how well my video is optimized. So that's kind of what I'm using after I already uploaded. So, and the third keyword tool that I use for the research is called Keywords Everywhere. So that's a Chrome extension. It used to be free, but then they upgraded it, so they do charge like $10, and they have different membership levels. So I paid $10 back, I believe, around October 2019, and now it's May 2020, and I don't think that I'll need to pay for it anytime soon. So it does give you 100,000 searches for $10, and trust me, it's worth it, because Keywords Everywhere actually shows you how many searches per month each keyword gets. So you will know, you know, how many searches can I expect on that video if it ranks. So step number 2, create a catchy title. So titles on YouTube are, you know, a really big percentage of the success and how the video is going to perform. So you cannot be lazy on that. So you definitely need to create a title that's going to be catchy, that's going to be well written, and it also needs to have your keywords. So that's why I always say you have to figure out your keywords before you get to the video part, because your title needs to have, you know, at least 1 keyword, which honestly I do recommend. Like me personally, I put 2 to 3 keywords in my title that are searchable so that people can actually land on my video, because my title is going to say exactly what I'm going to cover in the video, and if it speaks to my audience, they're more likely to click on my video rather than somebody else's. Step number 3, this is the fun part. You need to make a script for your video, and trust me, I used to be the hater for scripts. I do not suggest over scripting, because over scripting, what it means is to where you sit down and you write the whole, you know, word by word script for your entire video, and then you're trying to memorize that. And when you do that, it just, you know, it takes away the humanity part of your video. You just sound robotic. And honestly, my very first video on YouTube that I've done, it was over scripted to the point where I literally look like I have the gun pointed to my head. Like, I was so nervous, I couldn't really move forward with all of my words. What I do right now, is I create my script, my bullet point script inside of Trello, and it's the step-by-step, and you know, I know each bullet point that I'm going to talk about, and here's how I actually record. So if like I do tend to mess up, so we all do that, you know, this video I haven't messed up yet, but I might. But here's what I do in order to memorize what I have, because this video, I think I have like 7 different tips that are going to be here. Like I don't remember the exact number, but you know, what I do have, the kind of setup that I got is I have my phone in my ring light tripod, so I have my phone inserted. I do record from my phone, and then I have my laptop in front of me below it, so I can see my script in front of me. So you know, I record one bullet point, I record one piece, then I pause, then I look down, I check it out, I'm like, okay, so this is what I need to mention, then I look back into the camera, so I keep on recording. So, and then I basically record the whole video, you know, the whole 15-20 minutes, however long it's going to be, and then I send the whole thing for my video editor, and when she pulls up the video in her software, she's gonna see the pieces where I take breaks, because it's gonna, like, the sound, I don't know how you call the sound line, it's gonna like break, like it's not gonna be like this, it's going to be, you know, static, like, you know, like flat line. So she'll see where I messed up or where I paused, and that way she's gonna be, you know, she'll easily be able to edit that out. And if you're curious how I actually sit down and plan my content, because I did mention Trello, and I plan all of my content for YouTube and website inside of Trello, so I do have the tutorial right here where I talk about how I use Trello, and I dive into my screen and I physically show you my content board for my YouTube content, so be sure to check that video out. I'll leave a link for that in the description box as well. So step number 4 is the video preparation for editing. So that's an important step that I have to do myself. I do not outsource it right now. I haven't really figured out a way to outsource that particular part, because that's honestly on me. So that's the process that I do before I send the video out to my video editor. So once I have my video recorded, step number 1, I go over and I drop it into Google Drive. So we use Google Drive right now. We used to use Dropbox, but Google Drive works just as good. And then I prepare all the elements that I need, you know, all the overlays, all the extra videos. Sometimes I have like a video screen share that I show like over the video. So I record all these extra things that need to be on the video, all the, you know, tools that I mentioned, all the text, like my video editor gets the script of the video, so she knows all the bullet points that need to be over the video, so she doesn't have to guess everything, right? So that just makes it easier for her. And then once I have all of that, then I send it over to her. I say, hey, like the new video is up in the Dropbox and the Google Drive folder with all the extras, and I also send her the script, because if there's a lot of things that I want to be included in the video, then I send it over to her with the timestamps, and that's something extra that I do. So if you have a video editor, that's gonna simplify your life a lot, because what I do is I put each element into Google Drive and I put the timestamp with the name of the image. So if it says, you know, let's say TubeBuddy, and I mention TubeBuddy in the video, then I say, hey, like at minute, you know, 2:15, then like I mentioned TubeBuddy, and like, hey, put this thing over here. So that just makes it easier for both of us. I send everything that needs to be sent, so she doesn't have to go and search on the internet to find whatever I want. And yeah, so that's kind of how the process looks like from me, you know, sending it over to her and then her editing. So, and then the step number 5, that's actually the video editing part. So that's something I used to do myself. But then my computer, MacBook Air, it's 2014, so it does not like me editing heavy videos, especially if it's like 20 minutes or something like that. So for me, it was easier to hire my video editor, Anastasia, and she does an amazing job. Like, I would much rather have her do this for me, because she's a lot better at video editing than me. She has different software. I mean, I used to use iMovie, so every now and then if I need to edit something quick, then I would use iMovie, which I did a tutorial on how I edit my YouTube videos here, so check out the video as well, and I do leave a link for that below in the description. By the way, I do want to take a break. If you are enjoying content so far, if you're still watching, be sure to consider subscribing to the channel and leave me down a comment below if you enjoy this kind of content so far, where I show you kind of behind the scenes. And let's move forward. Step number 6. This is honestly probably one of my favorite ones, just because I consider myself a very creative person and I'm still doing this myself, which is the thumbnail creation. And honestly, your thumbnails are likely going to be honestly 60 to 80% of the success of your YouTube video, because there are some YouTube videos that I used to create and I just had bad thumbnails. And honestly, what I would do right now as a creator is I'm going to be revisiting my old videos that are still getting traffic, but maybe not as much because they just have crappy thumbnails. They look like this or like this. I have no idea what I was thinking when I was creating those, but at the time I considered myself a very professional person with those graphics, but not anymore. So now my graphics look like this or like this, and they generate anywhere between 4 to 15% click-through rate. So I know that, like, I kind of found a sweet spot for what works with my audience and what works with, everybody, like I kind of see the thumbnails that other creators are doing within my niche, and then I'm like, okay, so how can I do something that's gonna make my channel stand out but also generate me the traffic that I want. And I do have a tutorial on how I make all of my YouTube thumbnails right here, so be sure to check that out. And I am most likely going to be updating that because I actually have 2 different videos on thumbnail creation. I used to use also another app, and sometimes I still do, called Fonto, I think that's the name of it. I can't really remember, but I'm gonna link both of the tutorials in the description section as well. But I might be having a new video coming up on that. So step number 7, that's when I actually upload the video. That's when I optimize it. That's when I add my title. That's when I add my thumbnail to the video. That's where I add my description. That's where I add all the extra links that I mentioned throughout this video. So I'm doing this step right now myself, but this is something that can also be outsourced when you have your entire process nailed down. You know what I mean? So I put all the extra links, I put the captions, which I make my captions using the tool called otter.ai. So I'll leave a link for that as well below in the description section. So yeah, that used to take me honestly hours, but now I do have templates. I simplify the process and everything. And then also what you do for YouTube optimization is you obviously have to add the cards. You also have to add the end screens, everything that you mentioned throughout the video, so it's easier for your user, for your video viewers. And yeah, for video optimization, I actually do use TubeBuddy a lot, and I also use vidIQ a lot, because they do give me, like I said, percentage of how well my video is optimized, and how many keywords I mention inside my video and things like that. So yeah, that's something that I very much do pay close attention to. So right now it does take me anywhere between 30 to 45 minutes to optimize that if I time myself, if I set a timer. So yeah, so that's a very important step, obviously. And then you just make the video public, and then we go over to step number 8, which is the actual video promotion. So, and I did create a video over here on how to create content everywhere. So I talk about my current strategy on how to become omnipresent. So if you heard that kind of term, you know what it means. If not, that basically is you creating content on every single social media platform. But I also give you some tips on how to do that without burning yourself out. So if that's something that sounds up your alley, especially since we are still in a lockdown for however long, do utilize that time to to show up as much as you possibly can in front of your audience. So but promotion is a super important one. Definitely check out that video. And that's my entire process in a nutshell on my my entire YouTube filming process. That's how I create videos very fast. I still do this on my phone. All I really use as far as technology, as far as the equipment, is I have my ring light, and I'll leave all the links for that below as well. I use my iPhone 7 Plus. I do have a basic microphone, which you can see right here. It is a lavalier microphone, so it does block out all the extra noise. And it was actually a really cheap one. It was like $20 or something like that. So it's not like I don't really have all the like fancy equipment, because you can start with your phone and then grow from there. So with that being said, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I really hope you like this YouTube filming process and YouTube filming setup, and that's something that you can use for your business. That's very much something that you can emulate in your own business. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to consider subscribing and hit the bell sign down below this video to get notified when the new video goes live. And check out these 2 videos right here, all about social media, all about content creation and YouTube. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.